emigrating to Cyprus in 2026. The top advantages why, in my view, Cyprus is the best location in Europe. You'll find out in this video why Cyprus is the best place to emigrate to. Hello and welcome. My name is Florian Wilk. I have been the Managing Director of CMC for 15 years here in Cyprus, and we support entrepreneurs, families, and expats in getting established on the island. And we do this long-term with accounting, VAT, and legal support from A to Z, and time and again. There are, of course, expats. Maybe you're one of them, or potential expats who are wondering, is Cyprus the right place for me? Or should it maybe be Dubai, or a non-EU country, or Switzerland, or somewhere within the EU, Portugal, Italy, Malta? There are plenty of options, but in the end, the truth is that Cyprus makes the decision very, very easy. Cyprus combines a lot of advantages in a relatively small area. After all, it's the third largest island in the Mediterranean. So what I mean by that is there's plenty of space on the island. Cyprus isn't actually as small as you might think. So you don't get island fever quickly on this island. On the contrary, you'd have to stay on Cyprus for a really long time at a stretch to actually get island fever. That's never happened to me. And especially when it comes to regarding taxes, overall family friendliness, safety, the desirable lifestyle, and the consistently pleasant weather, Cyprus is absolutely at the very top of the list. We proudly offer a truly comprehensive and well-developed school system, especially when it comes to the numerous high-quality private schools available throughout the island, providing excellent educational opportunities for all residents. So the education system here is really, really well set up. The island is very safe. For example, we've never had a terrorist attack in Cyprus. There's virtually no everyday crime. You really don't have to worry much about your safety on the island. That's obviously a huge advantage and something that can't be taken for granted these days. Then there's the language. English is widely spoken. A large percentage of people in Cyprus actually speak English. You can easily communicate in English. Even German is becoming more common, not so much among the locals, but within the expat community, which is steadily growing, and more entrepreneurs from Germany are coming to the island. So this community factor is definitely present as well. You'll have no trouble fitting into the German-speaking community. In Cyprus, you'll see that the people who come here are often very, very similar in mindset. They're relaxed and open. And above all, it's actually entrepreneurs who come to Cyprus. So the island is also very, very well suited for networking. And then, of course, there are the tax advantages. That's not to be underestimated. Currently, we have a corporate tax rate of 12.5%. There is currently a discussion about whether it might be increased to 15%, but it's not set in stone yet, although you should at least be prepared for it. Even with 15%, Cyprus would still be very, very good in international comparison because there is no trade tax. That means we don't have any other significant taxes or levies at the corporate level. It remains at 12.5 or 15% corporate tax. And what's special is that if you move to Cyprus, so to speak, you can qualify as a so-called non-domiciled resident or non-dom. And that basically means you are exempt for 17 years from the Cypriot capital gains tax. So you don't pay any taxes on interest income, but also on profit distributions, that is dividends. This is, of course, a huge tax advantage, especially if you live off capital income. Or, of course, and especially as an entrepreneur, for example, if you have a company, I'm just giving a random example now. If you have a company in Singapore, a company in the United Arab Emirates, and then maybe another one in Cyprus, then in principle, you can distribute profits to yourself without capital gains tax for 17 years at least. And that is really, once you have understood and internalized it, a very, very powerful tax advantage. When it comes to income tax, Cyprus is not that interesting. Usually we structure the setups but in such a way that you don't generate high salaries or other income subject to income tax, like large salary payments or similar. You can usually structure things very well in that regard. So in that sense, it's not a disadvantage. In any case, it's less than in the DACH region. So ultimately, it's the overall package that makes Cyprus attractive. This healthy mix, it's very attractive from a tax perspective, but it's not just about the taxes. It's the incredible 320 glorious days of abundant sunshine each and every year, the exceptional quality of all the services provided, especially the truly outstanding quality of the local restaurants, the genuine friendliness of the wonderful locals, and the remarkable openness of the community. And which is also absolutely crucial as an expat, you are welcome on the island. Cyprus isn't saturated like other European regions that suffer from over-tourism or too much immigration to the island. Instead, Cyprus still has capacity, there's still space, so to speak. And that will certainly be the case for many years to come, meaning you are warmly welcomed on the island and can enjoy the lifestyle. Enjoy it. I also want to mention, which I personally find very important, that the infrastructure is also extremely important. You can easily get 100 or 200 megabits per second internet. You can even have a gigabit connection, that's not an issue, you just pay a bit more. So the internet is extremely good, as is the road network and the overall infrastructure. The electricity runs without interruption. There really are regions, especially islands, where that's not always a given. There is a bit of water scarcity on the island, but I've never experienced a situation where no water came out of the tap or anything like that. So the problem is under control. New desalination plants are being built. I think that's really the only real shortage we have. Cyprus is relatively dry, of course. Long, hot summers, so to speak. And in some particular years, there really is a significant water scarcity when the essential reservoirs haven't been completely filled. Over the entire winter season, during the somewhat rainy period. It's not much, but for 2 or 3 months, it does rain more often in Cyprus. And that is certainly, to be thorough, something that needs to be mentioned. It's an issue on the island, but it's being addressed, and you won't notice anything about it in your daily life. If you're interested in taking a closer look at Cyprus, or if you're still unsure whether Cyprus, Malta, Bulgaria, or Dubai is right for you, then feel free to book a call with me. My team and I are very happy to support you with your plans to emigrate. The consultation is completely free and non-binding, and we can take a look at your individual situation. We can also calculate what the tax burden would be in Cyprus or what the tax burden might be in another jurisdiction. And then you can consciously factor in and consider these aspects for your decision about the best country to emigrate to. And of course, we are happy to support you every step of the way from A to Z, also during the implementation. So I want to sincerely thank you for your attention. Feel free to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. I wish you great success with your plans and say see you very, very soon. Yours, Florian Witt.